You must not lie. You must not lie.
It seems like you need to be solaced, telling from the scratch on your knee. You fell and got hurt in the process, and now you come crying to me. I catered for these circumstances, and hands carry needle and stitch in my pants. Don't worry, my dear, there is nothing to fear. Just a stitch and a sew, soon it's almost as new, and the cut will adhere. After all, you have to admit it is not as severe. Oh, I have needle and stitch right here. Take care or you'll end up scarred, my dear. I can't stand to watch children bleed. Well, don't give me that kind of look now. Just keep going on, soon you will see how everything will end well, though it still may depend on your skill. I catered for these circumstances, and hands carry needle and stitch in my pants. But yet needle and thread can bear dangers instead. If you're clumsy and plump and all fingers and thumbs, it might just turn out bad, especially when it comes to delicate operations like that. Oh, I have need.
Hello, dear friends of adventure games. The spyware we installed on your computers tells me that many children are sitting at their screens again tonight. That's why I'll refrain from telling you the story that I had actually prepared for you. Of course, that's a real shame. It would have been such a good story. Entertaining explosions, a giant robotic opossum, but also with many offensive expressions and an inordinate amount of excessive violence. The story that I'll tell you instead has a slightly different flavor. It's about Lily, the most virtuous child in the entire world. And it begins in the courtyard of a small, sleepy convent school. Not too far from the place where the giant robotic opossum is sucking the brains of innocent bystanders out through their eye sockets. But enough of that. It's a beautiful, sunny day, and Lily is raking the leaves in the yard with a cheery tune on her lips.
Lily, how many times do I have to tell you not to sing while working? You know very well that I hate the sound of cheerful children. These children are driving me crazy.
Oh, there you are. Is that Mulek making you rake leaves again?
Uh-huh.
How boring. And so unnecessary, too. The leaves all drift back onto the path anyway. You should just come with me instead. I'm on a treasure hunt right now, you know? Well, it's your decision. You can always come to the swing tree later when you're done here. I think I found something in the flower beds over there. Until then, see ya!
What's that noise outside? Ugh, it's unbearable! Lily, now I've had it up to here! I guess I overestimated you once again. You're not even fit to rake leaves. It doesn't matter. I have 2 new tasks for you. The flower beds in the backyard have to be dug up again. Can you manage that? I doubt it, but we'll see. And while you're in the backyard, the swing tree is infested by termites. Come up with something to get rid of them for good. So, one more time for the really clueless. First, dig up the flower beds. Second, get rid of the termites infesting swing tree. You'll be very sorry if you don't do a good job.
Don't bother, Lily. We'll never dig up the treasure without a shovel. Hey, Lily, did you finally get out of doing your stupid raking chore? Very good. Then you finally got time to go treasure hunting with me? What? Did you get even more chores to do? That's so unfair. Then maybe we can still find a way for you to help me. That would be cool. What do you have to do for Mother Superior now? Don't tell me you have to scrape off her warts with a pumice stone again. I'm still finding crumbs in our bunk from last time. Wait, Lily. This is an especially hard spot. Oh, what a drag. This is ruining all my calluses. And it took me so long to nurture them. These flower beds could really use some digging. Don't tell me that's exactly what Mother Superior ordered you to do. But that's fabulous. Then you'll be able to help me dig up the treasure after all. You don't even have a choice. You've been kind of told to by the Lord. All we still need is a shovel. The shovel, Lily. We'll never dig up the treasure without a shovel. I don't know where we can find a shovel either. I'd imagine they're kept in the cellar. Now we just need to find a way to get down into the cellar. You can't walk through walls by any chance, can you? We really have to teach you how to do that one of these days. But first you should concentrate on the shovel. It has top priority. She told you to get rid of the termites on the swing tree, right? It was just a question of time. Does she even realize how hard it was to collect them all? I even broke into the firefighters museum to get the large red ones. And then all the trouble I went to teaching them tricks. They can already do a polonaise if you lay a trail of jelly. I wanted to teach them the cha-cha next. What the hell? Maybe you can relocate them instead of blasting them out or whatever else it was you had planned. I'd even help you, but I've run out of jelly. are you still worried about the termites? I'd really love to help you, but unfortunately, I don't have any more jelly to lure the little darlings someplace else. But when we've found the treasure, we can buy ourselves a whole jelly factory, or even better, a honey farm. I think honey is much cooler than jelly anyway. It sticks to the bottoms of your shoes better. And if we had a honey farm, we could also train the bees. Maybe there's still a chance for my project, Peepholes for the Great Wall of China, after all. I'm sure you're dying to know how the treasure hunting's going, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, to be honest, not so great. The ground is just too hard. I doubt I'll be able to find anything here without a shovel. But I already have lots of cool dirt under my fingernails, and I even swallowed a slug by accident. A small consolation from Mother Nature. Mother Superior is having a bad day again, isn't she?
Uh-huh.
That wasn't hard to guess. The last good day she had was when everyone got mumps. I've rarely heard her laugh so hard. Don't let her annoy you too much, okay?
Edna was Lily's best friend. She always knew how to cheer up Lily. For example, by sabotaging the brakes on the mailman's bicycle. The yard waste was rotting away leisurely in the composting bin. A paradise for maggots and spiders. Lily couldn't stop watching the fascinating activity in there. Lily would have loved to have played on the completely harmless tire swing. That's why she immediately climbed on the termite-infested tree. At least she would have done that, but apparently she preferred the risk of getting into deep trouble as soon as the players signed off. The tire swing was dangling invitingly above the chasm from a termite-eaten branch. The cellar door could only be opened with the correct key. Lily had started a poem, but she couldn't find... The narrator was slowly losing interest in coming up with motives for Lily's action. The truth of the matter was, no one knew what she was doing and why.
Hey, get lost! Go find another place to play.
How sweet. Apparently Freeman was worried about Lily. Maybe he wanted to make sure she wouldn't fall into the well. Lily had started a poetry. The idea was good, but...
Hey, get lost! Go find another place to play.
How sweet. Apparently Freeman was worried.
Oh, Lily, I thought somebody was there. Don't bug me. I'm busy. Didn't I tell you to leave me alone? I'm trying to concentrate, okay? Something is down there in the well. I can see something sparkling. Oh man, I hope it's the key to the cellar. That would be so gumbo. Let me guess. You don't know what gumbo is, right? Oh, Lily, you're just hopelessly square. Guys as cool as me say that's totally gumbo. Or that gumbos. But you're just lame. Totally ungumbo. Really, Lily, stop talking so much. Unless, of course, you have an idea how I can get the cellar key. Just think of all the things I could do with it. I hear that awesome stuff is stored down there. Not just junk like shovels and brushes and all that. I'm talking about real treasures. You can blab as much as you want. My complete attention is focused on the cellar key at the bottom of the well. I hear that awesome stuff is...
Lily wasn't allowed into the convent until the gardening had been done. Hopefully, it wouldn't start hailing again.
Hey, go find a
House, a parent, maybe.
No thanks. I can do it. Hey, go find a
House, a parent. Lily had what she could. Where could the hose lead to? The swing tree was crawling with termites. Why did Mother Superior dislike these cute little animals so much? The swing tree was crawling with termites. Why did Mother Superior... Lily didn't have to... Too bad. The faucet was dry. Too bad. The well, no place for a good girl like Lily to play. Lily's fellow student Freeman was bent over the edge of the well. If he moved forward just a little more, he'd fall in, just like in Lily's favorite book. Lily was hopefully... Lily was excited. Where could the hose lead to? What a surprise! The hose led to a thing.
Lily, turn that off immediately. Lily, turn that off immediately. Immediately.
Hey, go find a
house, a parent, maybe.
No thanks. I can do. Hey, go
house, a parent.
No thanks. I can do it. Go find a
house, a parent. In Lily's experience, everything in the world could be divided into things that had to be pumped and things that didn't have to be pumped. This fell into the second category.
Don't bother, Lily. We'll never dig up the treasure. Some wool from embroidery class? Not exactly what we're looking for. What do you have there? A rake? I know you mean well, but I'm afraid that won't help us here. We'll never dig up the treasure without a shovel.
In Lily, this.
Lily, turn that off immediately.
Don't you have anything to do? Isn't there something you're supposed to be doing for Mother Superior? I knew it. You're such a loser for getting constantly stuck with those jobs. What is it this time? Do you have to alphabetically sort the compost again? Or remove the hair from her back? Don't tell me. You're supposed to get rid of the termites on the swing tree, right? Well, good luck. The swing tree's made of sweet licorice, and termites are known for going crazy over candy. You'll never manage it. Let me guess. You have to dig up the flower beds, right? Well, good luck. That's gonna take forever with your little girly hands. But don't think I'll lend you a shovel when I get into the cellar. That is, unless you do want to help me get the key from the bottom of the well. That's what I thought. Because it's forbidden, right? Oh man, Lily. You're so straight, it's a miracle anyone can tell you apart from the trees. Is this gonna be another one of your lectures about law and order at the convent? I'm so interested. What now? Can't you see I'm busy with the well? Or did your oh-so-great Mother Superior forbid that too? Oh yeah? That just proves how absurd adults' rules are. We're not allowed in the cellar. Jeez, Lily, you're like a broken record. We can't do this. We can't do that. Don't drink motor oil. Don't play with the electrical sockets. Really know how to spoil all the fun. No wonder no one likes you. What, you're still here? Don't creep around like that. I almost fell in the well from fright. Oh, how cute. Are you worried about me now, or what? Don't worry, I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna climb down into the well. But not because Mother Superior has forbidden it, just because it really is too dangerous. Although...
Even if Mother Lily knew how to use a garden hose. And definitely not like that. Even if Mother's even if
No thanks. I can do...
Lily liked bees. Their buzzing was so sweet, and they were always so busy collecting honey. And if you look closely, you could even see their stingers twinkle cheerfully in the sunlight.
Hey, get lost! Go find another place to play.
How sweet. A parent...
Hey, go...
How sweet. A parent...
Hey, get lost! Go...
House, a parent, maybe.
Hey, go...
House, a parent.
No thanks. Hey, go...
House, a parent, maybe. The narrator was slowly...
Hey, go...
House, a... When Lily returned to the well, Freeman was gone.
Lily! Help!
Lily heard strange noises from the bottom of the well. But she was a good little girl, and she knew she wasn't supposed to play near the well. Just like Freeman. She had even told him so herself. Where could he be? The narrator...
Ow! Ah! What's going on? Lily, no! Go away! Go away! I'm allergic!
Oh no. Clumsy Lily had actually dropped the bee's nest into the well. The bees didn't like it too much either. Their buzzing sounded different than usual.
Lily! Help!
Lily heard strange noises from the bottom of the well, but just like where...
Lily, have you completely lost your mind? Turn that off immediately. But did I not tell you exactly what you should be doing? I just can't believe you keep finding new ways to disappoint me.
Lily didn't understand what she had done wrong. Lily was proud of herself. She had found a way to get to the beehive, and the bees still seemed to be fine. Everyone was happy. Freeman was a little grumpy, sure, but he looked so funny with those red dots and yellow honey stains. There was no way this could last long.
Lily, thanks a lot for your great help. You really did a fantastic job. If I can ever help you... Oh, you want the cellar key, but of course not. What in the world are you thinking? You're the one who got me to go into the well. It's your fault that I fell in. But instead of helping me get out, you throw a beehive on my head and nearly drown me. Look at me. I'm wet, covered in bee stings, and smeared from head to toe with honey. I know everyone thinks you're sweet and harmless, but you're actually a walking disaster. You can definitely forget about the key. You keep away from me.
the termites to lure them away. Lily just had to find a good spot to spread it on. The compost bin was the ideal place to move the termites to. Lily started right away. So far, the plan had worked well. Maybe a little too well. The termites were now following Lily's spilled honey back into the courtyard.
No, don't! Get away!
Strange sounds were drifting towards her from over there. It was probably the termites celebrating their new home. Edna had apparently left an inscription here. Lily was touched. Edna was Lily's best friend. Freeman had now left for good, but at least the termites had found a new home on the bench. And as if that weren't reason enough to be happy, they had been joined by one of those funny gnomes that Lily sometimes saw around. It looked like the termites had found a new home. And one of the gnomes that Lily saw now and then was in the process of painting it in various colors. Too bad that Freeman was no longer here. He would probably have liked it too. The cellar Mother Superior had strictly forbidden the children from playing in the cellar. On the other hand, Lily had a task to finish. Digested grass, rat, pigeon. Lily assumed these cans were meant for the cafeteria. Lily got along great with Doris, the lunch lady. That's why she knew Doris would start throwing knives if anyone messed up her pantry. A shovel! That's exactly what Lily needed. The stove was black and empty, just like the mirror that always appeared in Lily's dreams.
Don't bother the wheel. Yay! You found a shovel! Oh, Lily, you're the best. Let's not waste any time and dig up the treasure.
And Edna and Lily began digging out what they thought was a treasure chest.
That's quite a treasure chest. It looks like it might have belonged to some space pirates once. So what? They were space pirates from World War II. Who cares? What's more important is that they left us their treasure. Come on, let's open it. I'm so excited.
A real treasure chest. It was hard to tell, but Lily was actually speechless.
That's not gonna work. Once again, more proof that the bad reputation raw violence has is completely undeserved. Here, we certainly won't get far without it.
Yippee! You did it!
And what's that supposed to be? Those space pirates must have led a pretty miserable life if this was their most precious treasure. Well, at least we have a fabulous chest, and I already have an idea what we can do with it. We'll bury our own treasure. Do you have anything on you? Some wool from embroidery class?
Wow, that's perfect!
Our friendship ribbon, the string that ties us both together, so to speak. Come on, put it in there. Now we just have to bury the chest again and...
Lily! Lily! Where did that brat disappear to now? Lily!
That's Mother Superior. What does she want now? We should check before she explodes. You have to be careful, you know?
That took much too long for my liking. Is everyone finally here?
Freeman is missing, Mother Superior.
Say nothing more! Your lack of discipline has reached a level that I can no longer tolerate. From now on, all games on the convent grounds are forbidden. And until further notice, there will be no more dessert, and bedtime will be moved up by an hour. And in case you're wondering, it is the bad behavior of one specific student that has led me to take these measures. In my helplessness, I even decided to call on an expert for help. He's a renowned psychologist who will restore discipline and order here in the convent. The examination will take place this evening. The doctor will drive the mischief out of you once and for all. And I can guarantee this much. It won't be a pleasant experience.
A psychological examination? Oh, Lily, I'm sure this is all about me. I desperately need a plan. Meet me near the beds. I'll need your help.
You have the rest of the day off to think about what you've done wrong. I'd better not hear that you've used the time to create more mischief. And, Lily, I'm expecting you in my office. Now! I'm very disappointed in you, Lily. Can you ever do anything right? Not another word. Your constant excuses just make me even angrier. And now just don't stand around like an idiot. Well, get a move on. Feed the cat. Can't you see how emaciated Lumpy has gotten again? Oh, stupid child! Stop dawdling. Feed the cat. Is that really so hard to understand? Feed the cat. I'm waiting.
Lumpy's bowl was nicely decorated. Life as Mother Superior's pet was probably wonderful and fulfilling.
Stop! What on earth are you doing? Bad, Lily. Very, very bad. You should really know that Lumpy doesn't eat regular cat food. But you've disappointed me for the last time. Here's the recipe for the right cat food. Bring it to Doris, the lunch lady. It contains exact instructions for preparing Lumpy's food. Doris can also find my lunch order for today on there too. Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
And now, get out. I have to prepare for Dr. Marcel's arrival. I'm hoping that his new method of correcting character flaws will save me this kind of trouble in the future.
Lily felt miserable. Maybe Mother Superior was right, and this character correction would make everything better. The thought made Lily shudder. She had heard stories about Dr. Marcel. Dreadful stories. She should tell Edna the news.
Dr. Marcel, you say? This confirms my worst suspicions. The doctor and I still have an old score to settle. I'm sure he's coming because of me. Lily, I can't stay here any longer. I'm going to leave the convent and go into hiding for a while. There's just one catch. That guy Garrett, who's constantly lurking around. I think he's spying on us for Mother Superior. So long as he keeps poking his nose into everything, I can't move freely. Do you think you can find a way to keep him off me for a while?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lily, you're such a gem. What would I do without you?
Lily had never seen Edna so worried. Not even the night that she set fire to the vestry.
And? Are you making progress? Not so loud. Dr. Marcel's ears are everywhere. If you listen closely, you can even hear the wind blowing in his ear hairs. That guy is no joke, but you know the rumors, so watch out for him. He is evil. Evil. I'm sorry that I can't help you, but I can't risk Dr. Marcel finding me. You know what they say about him. It's all true. Except the story with the orangutan. I made that one up. Cool, so you've been working on your imitating animal voices number. You can tell me about it later, okay? First, we have to get rid of Garrett. I'm sure he's spying for Mother Superior.
Lily didn't have any talent. Mother Superior only allowed her to embroider crosses and lines. But Lily could barely manage even those and often received a scolding. Lily didn't know what to do with all these brand new marbles. Up until then, she had always played marbles with severed dolls' heads. At least they had talked to her while she played. Lily had always thought Shy was very pretty, much prettier than herself. But cutting off a girl's hair while she was sleeping so that you could use it to make yourself a wig just wasn't right. That's why Lily returned each night to her bunk without actually doing anything.
Shibuya power! Shibuya power! Volcano Pananoka! Shiny rainbow Miyasake! Shing! Shing! Shibuya power! Shibuya power!
Girl, you're so clueless about trends. Just look at how you dress. Don't you know that Shibuya and only Shibuya is hot right now? Where's your glitter? Where are your Japanese accessories?
Miyorushi sparkle! Miyorushi sparkle! Shing! Shing!
Oh man, you're really out of it, Lily. Why are you gawking at my hairdo? Don't tell me you've got your eye on my original Marushu Naoki hairpin. Can you believe it, Shy?
Don't believe, just know. The warriors of light see with the power of love.
Just who does she think she is? Hiroyoshi Superfrog's arch enemy Soki Nuroshi Mayayoki Hagatsu?
Down with the dark forces. Trust in the elf magic of the glitter dust.
Exactly. Everyone knows that a real Shibuya girl will only part with her hairpin if it's a real emergency, and only if facing death.
Miyorushi sparkle! Mystical spirit of the wolf!
Mystical spirit of the wolf!
Kamanukri! Shing!
And anyway, what even makes you think we'll let you have any of our personal things? You haven't launched any radical paramilitary campaigns or done anything to help destroy the state.
We can't let the dark forces win!
Plus, you've never helped us destroy the school.
Does being warriors of the light really mean we have to destroy the school? It seems a little too hardcore to me.
But Riot Girl does it too! On page 31 in volume 453, she puts one of Nagayuzu's detonators in the teacher's lounge when the dark forces kidnap Musushi Rainbow. Shibuya is cool! Miyorushi sparkle!
Suka was the most popular girl at the convent school. Lily would have stopped at nothing to gain her respect. But since Suka wasn't looking anyway, Lily refrained at the last moment.
Shibuya riot! Shing! Shing!
Uh-huh. Garrett was already there. Lily watched how her slippery fellow student disappeared into the chapel. After him! It was hopeless. Edna's balloon was hanging out of reach.
Who do we have here then? Creepy Lily. How did it go with Mother Superior?
Leave her alone, Shawnee.
Only if she admits that all this trouble is her fault.
We're not getting any dessert?
That's right, Memphis. And we can't play outside anymore either.
Is it asking too much to want to know why?
Stop picking on her. You don't really think that Lily, of all people, has done something wrong, do you? She's just not cool enough for that.
Exactly. She's such a good girl. She rakes, she cleans, she cooks. It's disgusting and dangerous because somehow it always ends in a disaster. Isn't that right, Lily? Ever since you came to the convent, it's been one strange accident after another.
I hardly dare get out of bed anymore.
But none of this is your fault, is it? After all, you only do what you're told. I'm sure you're even running an errand for Mother Superior right now. Let's see what you've got there.
Shawnee!
Aha! I knew it! A recipe from Mother Superior. Well, I think I'll hold on to it for now. Let's see how Mother Superior likes having to wait for her food. And this time, our sweet Lily can face the music all by herself. Let's go, guys. We're off.
You're impossible.
What's this? Where had Garrett gone? The chapel didn't have a second exit. Frank was completely occupied with the stone slabs.
Wait. No, nothing. I thought I detected a resonance echo in the floor. And where there's a resonance echo in a floor, the hollow space can't be far. A crypt. Or a hidden pool salon for Templars with outrageously hip hairstyles.
What?
Your question is completely justified. What would Templars be doing in a pool salon? It's just one of the countless mysteries surrounding the Templars. Where did they come from? Where did they go? Did they get a group discount ticket for their journey? And who was their hairstylist? There is just one answer to all these questions. The Great Church Conspiracy. And we can be certain that the evidence is buried beneath these stone slabs. If only I had the right tool to dig it up. Find it. Shh, for a second. Oh, great. If there's just been a landslide in the Templar's subterranean crypt, then now I've missed it. How the hell are you supposed to uncover church conspiracies if you keep getting interrupted? Just the constant stream of people going to confession is getting on my nerves. But compared to you, they're as quiet as church mice. I have no idea who they are. They creep into the confession booth and only come out when it gets too noisy for them. All that will be over with as soon as I have the right tool for my excavation anyway. Ah, very good. That's exactly what I need. Now, if I only knew where to drill. But such knowledge was probably lost long ago. No one is old enough to still remember the age of the Templars. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd have long since had that church conspiracy by the scruff of its neck. Oh well, I'll just start.
Damn, how am I supposed to work with all this noise? Hey, Frank! Ah, what the hell?
Frank was completely occupied with the stone slabs. The cross wobbled back and forth like it was dancing. Lily briefly considered whether she should point it out to Frank, but he was busy drilling through some kind of anchoring. Lily liked Doris, and her feelings were reciprocated.
What are you gawking at me for, you stupid little brat?
She was tough on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Keep gawking like that and I'll wring your neck!
At least she liked children.
Oh, how I loathe you children! I wish you'd all die of smallpox!
Aside from Edna, Doris was Lily's best friend.
What was that? You impertinent little slug! I can't stand it when people gossip about me behind my back! The youth of today is becoming ever more insolent! No wonder, with all the violence and foul language in the media! If I could, I'd twist your heads off one by one! Where are my canning jars? I need something to calm my fingers! Otherwise something terrible might happen here! What's the matter? Why are you staring at me like that? What are you even doing here between meal times? I know what I'm doing here. A jail sentence commuted to 10 years community service on probation, thanks to diminished responsibility. Blah, 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 blah. Do you really want to hear this? Yeah, Mother Superior didn't want to hear it either. And as long as she doesn't ask about it directly... Anything else? Do I have to explain it to you with puppets? Mealtime ended long ago! The only thing that I'm still cooking today is food for Mother Superior's cat! And the food for Mother Superior herself! Or I should say I would. But my knife disappeared. And on top of that, the stove in the cellar has gone out. So I couldn't cook anything anyway. However, the most important thing is that Mother Superior still wanted to send a recipe to me. You don't happen to have it on you, do you? No recipe? Yeah, then there's no reason for you to be here. Forget the recipe. As long as the stove in the cellar is out, I won't be cooking anything anyway. Don't bother. I won't be able to cook without my knife anyway! When I get my hands on the child that stole my knife, they'll be amazed with all the things a knife can do! Before you ask for more food again, it's been hours since I held a canning jar in my hand! My hands always get a bit nervous at times like this. They break everything they touch. Children's legs, children's arms. I just can't control them. Now I understand. You came to complain about the food, right? Well, then I have bad news for you. Children only get food from canning jars, and that's that. My hands are trained to twist the lids off. I haven't been wringing the necks of caged chickens for 20 years for nothing. Plus, I've got a court order that says I gotta open 10 jars a day! You can thank my idiotic lawyer for that!
Mother Superior drank a calming tea. Maybe she should switch brands.
What are you creeping around here for? Feed the cat! Don't tell me you're done already. No. That's what I thought. I am slowly losing the will to keep constantly having to remind you children of what good values are. Take a look at the embroideries on the wall. They depict all of the important virtues. Superiority, strength, and self-control. I'm quite aware that self-control is missing. Do you think I'm blind? Now leave. I have to drink a calming tea. If you pass the classroom, remind Birgit to hurry up with her embroidering. If the self-control motif isn't finished today, I will really blow my top.
Something was missing here. And even if it wasn't Lily's fault this time, she felt guilty anyway. Just as a prevention. Lily knew that Lily had always liked the large painting in the main hall. It showed a dining table after a big meal, with a man in the center who had found the last cookie. Lily giggled at the thought that he would eat it all by himself, no matter how much the others begged. Lily knew she wasn't supposed to play with her food. That was certainly the case for The Last Supper by Juan de Juanes. Each mask had 2 tiny holes for screws. Not even Lily's fingers could fit in there. Each mask had 2 The mask was tightly screwed into the wall. But did that also mean that one wasn't allowed to take it?
No, it only means you have to find the right tools. Something small enough to loosen the screws.
Oh, what luck! Lily was relieved. The chandelier's chain was attached by just 1 screw. Lily wasn't able to loosen the screw with her bare hands. She needed a different tool. Mother Superior had forbidden Lily from eating the deadly nightshade berries, but no one had said anything about taking them. There seemed to be some kind of bracket up on the wall, but Lily couldn't continue without more light. Lily had a basic understanding of how the dumbwaiter worked. You took out the food and put the dirty plates back in when you were done. The cheerful flower seemed to like Lily. At least it bent forward just a touch when Lily came close. A note was pinned on the receipt holder.
Dear, crossed out, Ms. Zimmelbach, I have to say I'm very surprised by the way you fulfilled my request to send me a pet for my students' classroom. I had a real animal in mind, one that conveyed important values, like a puma or a boa constrictor. But the guinea pig you sent is useless to me. I've pickled it in alcohol to save it for the dissection class in biology. Send me a proper animal immediately, or you will not have heard the last of me. Regardless, Mother Superior Ignatz.
Lily didn't think that Lumpy would eat it. Lumpy was hungry, or he was tired, or bored. It was always hard to tell with him.
Woohoo!
Lily spent a lot of time in the confession booth. Only she knew what she mumbled during those long hours. At least ever since the father who took her confessions had died of a heart attack.
Damn! How am I supposed to work with all this noise? Hey! Frank! Frank! Ah, what the hell?
I'd like to be able to say that Lily had a plan, that she was thinking about luring Garrett into the confession booth and locking it shut with a bar. But Lily was just thinking about ponies. A surveillance room. That was the hard evidence that Garrett was spying for Mother Superior. A surveillance... At first glance, the board didn't look very exciting, but Lily was used to making do with little. While other children unwrapped their presents at Christmas, she could find happiness in a pine needle dropped from a Christmas tree.
What? Huh? What? I'm sorry, but I can't understand you. You have to speak a little louder. My ears are still ringing from the drilling.
Whatever you come up with, I can think of a better conversation topic. Templars. They traveled the world before inopportune times. Actually, they were the ones who made that age inopportune. All day long, they barely did anything else than plan church conspiracies. Sometimes, even during breakfast, between their Nutella and their first cup of joe. Shh! You're destroying the holy illuminescence of the stone slabs. And if they lose their illuminescence, they certainly won't be in the mood to reveal their secret anymore. And there's no doubt that they have a secret. I know Templar symbols when I see them. Where there are Templars, a secret crypt with details on church conspiracies can't be far. If only I knew which slab to look under. But such knowledge was probably lost long ago. No one is old enough to still remember the age of the Templars. Otherwise, I'm sure I'd have long since had that church conspiracy by the scruff of its neck. If it's one that has a neck, because there are those with a neck and those without.
Lily was impressed. Everything Frank said made sense.
Sorry, Lily, but I'm just not interested in small talk. All I care about are church conspiracies. There's a lot to talk about there, but unfortunately, most of it's secret. And if I don't know where to drill, I won't be able to uncover the secret anyway. So either you help me find the right stone slab, or you just leave. That would be fine with me too.
Shawnee was mean. First he had stolen Lily's recipe, and now he was setting cobwebs at the well on fire. Still, Lily didn't think he deserved having spiders lay eggs in his eye sockets at night. Good children didn't have such thoughts.
Ooh, look who's coming to get her recipe back. If it isn't our little goody two-shoes Lily, you better split before I tie your shoelaces together. Or worse. What? Now you're upset? Did the nasty boy bother you again? You're such a crybaby. Well. What's this? Is this you standing up for yourself? Just look at you, Lily, with your bow and your braids. You don't actually think you could stand up to a bad boy like me, do you? I was playing with matches before you said your first morning prayer. How could I ever take someone like you seriously? Do you know how to spit cherry pits? Or hunt sparrows with a slingshot? Just face it. You'll never be as tough as me, and that means you won't get your recipe either. Tell me, how come you even dare to come here anyway? You know we're not allowed to play in the garden anymore. Or did Mother Superior send you? You can tell your beloved Mother Superior that I don't give a damn about her stupid rules. Ha! But I bet you're too scared. You're scared of your echo, right? And you should be, because one day, when you least expect it, who knows? You might turn around and see that someone has stolen your milk. Oh, you really want the recipe back, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Well, I didn't know that. Just give me a sec so I can wrap it up for you with a bow.
Hey!
Lily was touched. It was so rare for her to get presents.
You so don't have a clue, do you? Get lost, Lily, or I'll be forced to call you names.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a real badass. Just face it. You're not tough enough to make any demands around here.
I'd like to be able to say that Lily had a plan, that she was thinking about luring Garrett into the confession booth and locking it shut with a bar. But Lily was just thinking about ponies. The good old confession booth. Lily had been coming here often since the self-flagellation had stopped working.
Damn! How am I supposed to work with all this noise? Hey! Frank! Frank! Ah, what the hell?
Please stay off the slabs, okay? You're interfering with my research. Please stay off your...
The cross wobbled back and forth like it was dancing. Lily briefly considered whether she should point it out to Frank, but he was busy drilling through some kind of anchoring. Lily got along great. That's why she knew.
What?
Memphis was trembling all over. No wonder. The stove had gone out.
Huh? What? Quick! Close the door before anyone sees me! This is the last safe place in the entire convent, and I want it to stay that way.
La 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 la.
The end of the world is near.
Loo 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 loo.
I am damned. Damned are you.
Da-dee-dee-dee-do.
Apocalypse now. Now get lost before someone discovers me. If you're looking for your recipe, talk to Shorty. He pocketed it.
But...
Someone might hear you, and then they'll take away my hiding place. And if they take away my hiding place, then I'll definitely be next. The stove is the safest place in the entire convent. You know, it has a crump steel casing, titanium reinforced interior walls, and is lead coated inside. I'd even survive a bomb attack in here. Don't even try talking me out of it. I'm staying here. It's much too dangerous out there.
Lily had no idea what Memphis was talking about, but he'd always been jumpy. Oh, how wonderfully the fully operational detonator on the aircraft bomb blinked. A real treasure chest. It was hard to tell, but Lily was actually speechless. The yard waste was rotting away leisurely in the composting bin. A paradise for maggots and spiders. Lily couldn't stop watching the fascinating activity in there. Capu was the nicest guy at the convent school. Lily liked him so much that she had even named her cockroach after him. That reminded her that she'd been meaning to punch air holes in the box for weeks.
Lily, nice to see you. I hope Shawnee didn't upset you too much. He's an idiot. I think you're great, just as you are.
Lily's heart skipped a beat. This might have been the nicest thing anyone ever said to her. The school clock was out of reach. The gargoyle had lost its balance long ago. Only a thin rope was stopping it from falling. Why didn't it just give up? Firecrackers. How did they ever get up there? The gargoyle seemed to worry about its companion, but it also didn't lift a finger to stop it from falling. Typical.
Hey, don't touch it. That's my old Boy Scout equipment. I might be old, but I can tell you stories that'll make your ears ring. Some of them are about my old Boy Scout equipment, but only certified Boy Scouts are allowed to touch it. So get your hands... Oh.
Stop that! I need that as a template!
The cabinet was locked, as usual. Once again, Lily's efforts were in vain. Only Mother Superior could open the cabinet.
Don't even bother trying to distract me, Lily. Unlike you, I actually have a sense of duty. You don't get to be Mother Superior's favorite by just standing around like a moron all day. Like you. I work hard to get all those honors and rewards. The only thing I'm missing on my path to perfection is the Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. That's why I'm working overtime, to perfect my embroidering skills. Mother Superior loves the embroidery because the pictures of animals convey important values. But you wouldn't know anything about that. You've always been terrible at embroidering, and everything else for that matter. Stop bothering me. If you carry on like this, I'll never get my last award. The Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. Oh, yes. Quiet now. I just had a great idea for what I could put on the missing cafeteria banner. Damn, it's gone. Thanks a lot. Great job, Lily. If you want help, ask Mother Superior about a suitable animal role model. I'm already done with all my patterns. And remember, at this time of day, Mother Superior is always in the cafeteria, drinking a soothing tea. So don't wander into her office. We're not supposed to go in there alone. And hurry up. My grades depend on it. Oh, take your little boo-boos to Mother Superior. I'm not her deputy. Yet. But maybe that'll change once I've collected all my awards. I'm already her favorite. In case you're wondering what I'm doing here, it's called embroidering. I know it's not your area of specialty. Otherwise, I doubt Mother Superior would have banned you from taking it. What a shame. I know how much you've always enjoyed embroidering.
Lily had to admit that Birgit was right. Her productive friend was really much more talented. But that was certainly no reason for Lily to wish an incurable disease on her. Neither a disease with an oozing rash, nor a disease that causes her to cough her lungs out.
Why don't you get to the point already? You seem to be lacking a few important lessons in values and standards. Haven't you learned anything at all? From my multi-award-winning embroidery, each animal has an assigned character trait. Bears represent strength, and deer stand for heroic valor. There are negative role models too, of course. The porcupine, for example, is especially slow and sleepy. That's why you'll never find one on one of my banners. But maybe it's in your family's coat of arms. What's that supposed to be? An animal motif? No animal motif looks like that. Animal motifs are always on a pedestal. Don't you know anything?
Lily was worried about hurting the guinea pig. As clumsy as she tended to be, she'd probably need help getting it out. Lily ruefully thought about the debacle with the dwarf rabbit.
What have you got now? I hope it's a weapon for the battle against... But that's a real detonator, and it's live! You have to defuse it, Tsuka! Hurry! But with what? With the power of love! What? Are you... Wait! I know! Phew, that was close.
We'll snitch to Mother Superior.
Exactly. This time you really went too far, Lily. What on earth are you thinking? You're even crazier than I thought.
Totally un-Gumbo.
Don't just stand there. Get that bomb away from us. Take it somewhere where it can't do any damage. A bomb-proof place? A fireproof drum? Or something like that?
I've had it up to here! Haven't I told you 1,000 times already? Get the hell out! Just wait! Can I have that? I need something to calm my fingers! Thanks! That was close! Now take your stuff and get out! Now!
It was the perfect place to get rid of the detonator.
What's that? Well, what do you have there?
Lily could finally use the hairpin.
Does it have to blink like that?
Lily closed the door again to keep Memphis's hiding place safe.
Lily?
Something seemed to be wrong with Lily's ears today. She kept hearing all these sounds. The stove was black and empty, just like the mirror that always appeared in Lily's dreams. There were those voices again, ordering Lily to burn her stuff. Too bad there was no fire in the stove. Lily got up. That's Lily. Shawnee was first. He had stolen Lily's still good children. The guinea pig was completely Lily thought this idea was delightful. The guinea pig was bound to make a huge impression as an animal role model.
At least this is a regular animal motif. But do you think it also conveys really important values?
Of course it did. Guinea pigs were cute and small, but always cheerful. Lily always tried to follow their example.
Well, if you say so. Come back in a few minutes. If you don't bother me, I won't take long. What are you waiting for? The banner has to go to the cafeteria as quickly as possible.
Ah, Birgit has finally finished the new banner, but what's that? A small, dirty guinea pig? Birgit didn't really make this, did she? That can't be true. Can I not rely on anyone here? Just you wait. She'll get what's coming to her. I can't even tell you how disappointed I am in you, Birgit. This is the worst job I've seen in my entire career. But don't talk back. You are bad. I will probably have to strip you of all your awards, prizes, and Girl Scout badges. You no longer deserve any of them.
But I only did what?
Hogwash. Do you really wish to contradict me? I can't believe how low you've sunk, Birgit. A guinea pig? It's unbelievable! Your work is an insult to the entire convent. Get rid of it!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Your whining won't make up for your failures. Just in case you decide not to waste my time with your ineptitude anymore. Here is a motif that's worth immortalizing on a banner. The puma. Strong, precise, dignified. A symbol of self-control.
Lily would have liked to comfort Birgit, But on the other hand, it really was her own fault. Lily hoped for Birgit's sake that she would try a little harder with the puma motif. It served Birgit right. Incompetence had to be punished. The animal motifs were taboo for Lily. Mother Superior only allowed her to embroider crosses and lines. But Lily could barely manage even those and often received a scolding. Frank was completely occupied with the stone slabs.
What? Huh? I'm sorry. You have my ear.
Shh. You're destroyed. And if they lose their... I know where they're only... It's no other one. If it's one...
Lily... The cross wobbled back and forth like it was dancing. Lily briefly considered, but... Mother Superior, maybe she should...
Leave me alone. I'm finished with you children.
Lily liked Doris, and her feelings were reciprocated.
What are you gawking?
She was tough on the out.
Keep gawking.
At least she...
Oh, how I...
Aside from Edna...
Are you trying to poison me? Get rid of that at once! I wouldn't even use that as lawnmower fuel!
Stay away from us! You're out of your mind running around here with real explosives.
Much too hardcore.
That won't work at all.
Down with the dark forces!
Stay away from us! You're out of
Much
that.
down with...
Lily had never... Not...
And? Are you... Before you say anything, I thought of something else. I think Garrett has a secret hiding place in the chapel. Yeah, a kind of listening station in the confession booth. This should prove once and for all that he's spying for Mother Superior. The question is whether we can somehow use this knowledge against him.
Lily actually had an idea. She would lock Garrett in his secret room. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
Wait, I know. What if we locked Garrett in his secret surveillance room? Just pretend you want to give confession, and when he's in his hiding place, wham! Our trap will snap shut on him. Oh, don't be sad, Lily. I'm sure you'll come up with a good idea next time. But for now, let's get to work. It was my plan, so now you have to set it in motion. Wait a minute. What's that? Do you hear those noises too? I think someone's drilling inside the chapel. It's probably just Frank looking for evidence of a church conspiracy again. Dang! That could ruin our plans. If Garrett can't listen in on you, we won't be able to lock him in his hiding place. You have to think of something to get rid of Frank. Did you happen to find the plans for my time machine? They weren't finished yet anyway. How big is the microwave oven in the school cafeteria? Forget it. That won't work. And all my other ideas are a little complicated. We don't have time for them. I guess the easiest thing to do would be to help him with his search. Once Frank has found what he's looking for, he'll hopefully stop drilling.
There were 3, and that could mean something. There were 3. As long as no one forbade her, As long as no one forbade her, Lily would keep everything, even if she might not have enough space in her pockets. As long as no even...
Oh, a visitor. What a rare animal. The hawk. But I don't mean the remake. I mean the original with extra ketchup, please. How rude of me. I forgot to tell you, how it used to be. When the pyramids were built, I was the chief flogger on the north side. Yes, in my life I've unified. Unified Tibet, I said. Back then I served as a carpet beater under 3 different Dalai Lamas. For one of them, I was even there as a rebirth assistant in the maternity ward. It was very different from the year I was an interior decorator for the Mayas. Build a mythical sliding puzzle here, hide a few artifacts in dark alcoves over there. Oh yes, I was building secret crypts when you were still in the indie band Inquisition Overload. But it flopped, unfortunately. The time wasn't right for that kind of music. Plus, our drummer had the plague. I got old. So old that all I'm good for now is as an exhibition piece for history class. I'll get to that in a moment. First, I wanted to tell you... Telling stories takes a lot of skill. That's why I worked for a while as an exhibition piece for history class in a convent school. I just had to tell stories about my adventures once a week. For example, how I used to excavate secret crypts with the Templars below the school chapel. Or about my time as a lighting assistant for the moon landing. What? I must have dropped off for a moment. But I was just going to tell you an exciting story from my past. Was it the story of how I tried to navigate to Cape Town and ended up discovering the Eurasian continent? Oh, I know. I wanted to tell you how I helped the Templar Knights build the convent chapel, right? I was particularly happy because I had eaten a banana. Or was I sad because all there was to eat was coconuts again? No, the coconuts were when the Trojan mayor gave me the key to the city for my heroic valor. Or was my heroic valor while building dikes in Atlantis? But I think I had an apple that day. Wasn't I a little more sleepy in Atlantis? And angry while building the chapel? Oh, what poppycock. I'm getting everything mixed up. Fortunately, I created a memory aid just for this anecdote, so that I'd remember the location of the secret crypts below the convent chapel. Uh-oh, someone tidied up the shelf. That's where the objects for my 3 E's should be. Emotion, engagement, and eating. Now I can't, can't make a fool of myself. Now, let's see. I know exactly what you're looking for. An instructive story about my time with the Templar Knights. Unfortunately, my memory aid is still missing a few important pieces. If I only knew what the 3 E's for this story were. But right now, all I can remember are a few vague associations. 4, to be precise. As everyone knows, each different food creates exactly one emotion and promotes one characteristic. For example, I was never sad if I'd packed a few apples, because they always helped me be very strong. I could only do heroic deeds on days when I wasn't sad. On the other hand, if I was angry, I could never show great strength. Coconuts were always good at preventing sleepiness. On this one specific day when I was helping the Templars, I was neither happy about an apple nor angry about a banana. But I also wasn't sad about a banana or happy about a coconut. No fear. I haven't forgotten your earlier question. On the contrary, I'm known for remembering everything all the time. This is thanks to a little trick I learned from an old Chinese mason long ago. All I need is a memory aid, like objects that remind me of the 3 E's. The first E stands for emotion. It tells me whether I was sad, happy, or angry in that situation. The second E stands for engagement. It reminds me of whether I overcame the situation with strength, heroic courage, or sleepiness. The third E stands for eating. To remember, I have to know which fruit I ate that day. Vitamins are good for the... Did I tell you? I don't. All I need, or more precise, does that... What's the... Did you... Here's a small... The first, it tells me. The second, it reminds me of. The third, to remember. The two...
Perfect. The hairpin fit exactly into the holes.
Oh, wait. Wasn't I just about to tell you something? Fortunately, I created a memory aid just for this anecdote. Ah, exactly. Now I remember. On that day, I was particularly angry. We had just laid the stone slabs in the chapel when the Templar Knights returned from a secret meeting. They examined my work and praised me for doing a heroic job. Then they gave me a coconut. It was one of the greatest days of my life. Here, I even still have the book in which I wrote everything down, including the meaning of the secret Templar symbols on the stone slabs. And now please leave me alone. All this reminds me too much of how I once helped a little girl uncover the mystery of the secret crypt below the chapel. One day I really have to tell you that story.
What's the matter now? My goodness, that does look very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. At least those are the same symbols as on the stone slabs, but the pattern is full of gaps. I'm a pro when it comes to riddles. That's why all I need is a single glance to be able to declare without a doubt that, yes, this is a riddle. But the solutions page seems to be missing. This book is useless to me like that. Unless, of course, you have the solution. First, complete the symbols on the empty floor slabs, while keeping in mind the first clue on the right. Click once on the empty space to access a selection menu. Then decide on the right symbol. When the pattern is complete, you can place the 3 clue tiles to discover the location of the secret crypt. Yes! Yes! That has to be it! I have solved the mystery! Thanks for holding the book all this time. You're blocking the way. May I?
As soon as Frank stopped drilling, Lily was finally able to draw Garrett out of his shell. Lily crouched inside the confession booth and waited. All was quiet in the chapel, except for Frank, who could barely contain his excitement.
Wow! If these bones aren't evidence of a church conspiracy, I'll eat Tom Hanks's double chin. And what's that? Hey! This just keeps going. Let me just drill through this stone slab and... But that's a sword! A real Templar sword! It's incredible! Man, it sure is wedged in tightly. I hope that isn't a load-bearing strut beam.
The impact echoed through the entire church. Lily was tempted to look, but then she heard approaching steps.
It's so blissfully quiet. I can finally take up my listening post again.
Hey, what's going on? Is that you, Lily? Do you think that's funny? Let me out, now!
Lily felt uncomfortable about it. Locking someone into a confession booth was probably not appropriate for a well-behaved girl. On the other hand, she was doing Edna a big favor. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
So Garrett is out of the picture. Very good. But I'm still in danger. Before I can leave the convent, you have to help me cover my tracks. The doctor can't find out that I was ever here. Could you do that for me?
Uh-huh.
Great. Let's see. First, you have to get rid of the balloon that I left in the main hall. It even has my portrait on it. The doctor would recognize me immediately. I also played with firecrackers down by the school clock. Let's just say it was part of a weather experiment, and I would have succeeded if I'd had a real DeLorean. You can't imagine how hard it is to get a lawnmower up to 80 miles per hour. And of course, you have to remove the inscription on the swing tree. It hurts me just as much as you, but I could hardly leave the doctor better evidence that I was here than that. Do you think you can handle all that?
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Lily. You're the best.
Oh. Hello, Lily. I was just thinking of Riot Girl. Riot Girl is totally cool because Riot Girl wears Shibuya clothes. Don't you think that's totally fascinating? Suka also thinks that Riot Girl is totally cool. And Suka likes Shibuya too. Shibuya is totally cool. Don't you think so too? Yeah, it certainly makes you think. I think way too much about things like that. My brain is getting all fuzzy. But Riot Girl is cool, right?
Lily was delighted. She'd never seen a living clown up close before. Only the dead one that appeared at her window at night.
No. Another one of them. Get lost. I'm not in the mood for jokes today. Why are you staring at my cigarettes like that? They're not for sensitive children like you. Got it? What?
No.
Oh. You want to see a few tricks, don't you? I knew I shouldn't have said that. Okay. I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a cute balloon animal, and you leave me in peace, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right? What's it gonna be? A wrench? Why not? I know all about wrenches. What? You don't like the mood I'm in? You want me to show you a few tricks now or what? I feel terrible. Because my therapy concept flopped. Laughter is the best therapy. Great idea. How rotten. You're probably wondering what I'm doing here, right? My name is Ernest. Funny Ernest. Ha! And I applied as a child therapist here. But no, Mother Superior had already found someone else. That Dr. Marcel. A nuthouse shrink. Can you believe it? I wouldn't let that guy anywhere near my kids, even if I knew where they were. That's what I get for retraining as a psychologist. Laughter is the best therapy. Great idea. I've been waiting for a gig for months. I should have stayed a plumber. Just don't ask me about Dr. Marcel. I wouldn't let that guy anywhere near my kids. He's known everywhere for hating children. Ever since a little girl shoved him down the stairs. Huh, serves him right. That old twit. I used to be a plumber. Now I plumb people's souls. What's so hard to understand?
What Lily now did was actually void of all logic, and she could already hear uproar of the online reviewer, but she did it anyway. The online reviewers sounded a bit hoarse today. Maybe they shouldn't smoke so much. The clown had just left his cigarettes here. He must have been in a great hurry. Done. Now only 2 pieces of evidence were left to completely erase Edna's tracks. The chandelier lay broken and useless on the floor. Now, Lily would never be able to swing from it again.
What do you have there? Cigarettes? No thanks. You can keep those. Of course I smoke. I'm a real rebel, remember? But only when I'm nervous. And since my nerves are like steel, it's just a hypothetical situation. I'm a hypothetical smoker, which is actually much tougher than a regular smoker. Ooh, look who's coming to get. If it isn't, you better. Or.
Suka didn't seem to notice Lily. Lily didn't hold it against her. She didn't need Suka's attention, so why should she long for Suka to fall off the swing and break all her bones? There was no reason at all to have thoughts such as these. Suka didn't seem to Lily. She was just... Apparently, Birgit had set down her work, but she had completed the banner with the puma motif. Too bad that Lily couldn't congratulate her on the good job she'd done anymore. The banner was magnificent. Birgit had done an incredible job. Lily would dream of the banner for many nights to come.
Ah, That's what I call an outstanding motif. Effective and controlled. A symbol of complete self-control. Just like the directors of this convent. This will impress the doctor. Come along, Lily. Birgit has earned another award. Her diligence and reliability will be rewarded with a celebration.
Lily almost jumped in the air with excitement. There hadn't been a celebration in the convent for a very long time. Mother Superior had already begun the ceremony when Lily entered the classroom. It was a lovely celebration. The only odd thing was that Birgit was nowhere to be seen.
And I hereby award you a Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. Your embroidering skills and excellent sense of duty are a superb example to your fellow students. You, Birgit, are a textbook example of how strict and systematic guidance can result in great achievements. Ah, Lily, follow the example of your fellow student and do some cleaning. If only all children were as conscientious as Birgit.
The celebration was very short, but Lily enjoyed it anyway. This was probably the best day of her life. Lily thought that the Girl Scouts badge was much too precious to leave lying about like that. She put it in her pocket just to be safe. The cake was meant for Birgit and no one else. Lily didn't even deserve to lick the pastry shell.
Hey, don't touch it. That's my old Boy Scout equipment. Only certified Boy Scouts are allowed to touch it. But that's the Golden Girl Scouts badge on a ribbon. I had no idea I was talking to a genuine scout. I was a Boy Scout once, you know. Ha! Well, knock me over with my things over there. They're lying in that chest, you know. Because among scouts, there's no such thing as ownership and...
Lily, I really have to ask you something. Do you like me?
Uh-huh.
Thank goodness. I wasn't really sure, because there's something on my mind. It's about my feelings, and I'd like to ask you a really huge favor. Would you do something for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? Wow, I'm so excited. Okay, calm down, Capu. So, would you give this letter to Shai?
Uh-huh.
I really have to meet her. So, could you just give her the letter? Man, that's so cool of you. You're really the best, Lily.
Oh, what fabulous thing do you have there? Is it for me by any chance?
Lily hesitated. Certainly not because she begrudged Shai her meeting with Capu. No. She was worried. Who knew what sort of things could be in the envelope? A snake? A scorpion? The anthrax virus? In the end, she decided to give Shai the letter, after all.
Uh-huh. Wow! It's from Capu! A date? Oh, how exciting! I have to put on more glitter.
Apparently, the letter didn't contain the anthrax virus. Thank goodness. The sword may not have reached the firecrackers or the rope, but it fit perfectly into the mesh of the clock hands. So perfectly that it got stuck in there. Now what was Lily to do? Wait until the gargoyle dropped down of its own accord? She didn't have that much time. Although the gargoyle seemed worried, if you didn't include... The gargoyle had lost only a... Why? Hooray! How did they... The gargoyle, but it all... Typical. Lily didn't want to disturb the two. They deserved to enjoy the moment. Soon, they'd start to hate each other, and Shy would start losing her hair from all the grief. Ah, yes, love. Lily didn't want they and
What do you have there? No, of course, but only, and I'm a witch. Ooh, look, if you bet. Have you looked? If you want the rest, I knew it. You're just not. If you try, you're too, and that means.
Shawnee didn't seem to be interested. Lily had to find some other way to impress him. Shawnee, Lily. Shawnee, Lily.
Ooh, look, if you bet.
Hooray! The marbles were the perfect ammunition for the musket.
What do you have there? Is that my knife? Uh-huh. It's just unbelievable that a little brat like you is running around with a knife. Let me tell you, the youth of today are as rotten as next week's canned goulash. Don't you know how much damage a knife like that can do? Uh-uh. Should I show you? Uh-uh. You see? So hand it over before you hurt someone. Unbelievable. A little girl with a knife. So irresponsible. Here, take this chainsaw instead. Now that I have my knife back, I won't need it anymore.
Lily wasn't going to do anything silly with the chainsaw. As a responsible girl, she knew that one shouldn't simply start sawing. She would wait until night, when she wouldn't bother anyone. Lily wasn't she would wait. Lily had a brilliant idea. High-proof alcohol was an excellent fuel substitute for the gasoline chainsaw. Mother Superior would really be proud of her. Done. Now, only one piece of evidence was left to completely erase Edna's tracks. That's what Lily loved about the garden. There were new kinds of animal sounds every day.
What a great story! Save it. As long as my firecrackers is still hanging from the school clock, there's no time to lose. You have to get up there somehow. You can show me your fantastic first until you...
Edna would. Lily decided not to come back until she had... The clock in the tower sounded duller than usual today. Was it really that late already? Done. Lily had finished all of Edna's jobs and had gotten rid of all of the evidence. She could hardly wait to tell her best friend all about it.
Lily, thank God. I have a new and much more serious problem. I can't find my diary anywhere, and all my escape plans are written in it. I even drew a map where I marked my hiding place. So forget about getting rid of the evidence. No, just forget it. It wasn't important anyway. The diary now has top priority. Please, help me look for it. If Mother Superior gets her hands on it, I'm done for. It has to be somewhere around here.
Of course, Lily immediately knew what to do. She immediately knew what to do. Oh, man. Was that really so hard? The diary was lying right there. Or hanging, rather. The telltale drawings were dangling from the claw of a dumb, gawking pigeon. The moment Lily tried to grab the diary, the pigeon rose in the air and carried it to the roof of the convent, where it disappeared in the rafters above Mother Superior's office. Gawking certainly wasn't going to help. Once again, Lily's path led her back towards the lion's den. Lily might have missed the sparrows, but her effect on Shawnee was apparent. He actually seemed a little impressed. Lily had heard that cigarettes were supposed to have a soothing effect. Hooray! What a great job Lily had done. Shawnee seemed to feel much better already. You could tell by the way his pupils were slowly rotating towards the inside. What a nice animal. So proud. Such shiny feathers. Hopefully Lily would have time to play with it later. Lily had heard that cigarettes were supposed to, and his hands hung limply by his sides, and his cheeks seemed much more pale. Shawnee wasn't responsive. The cigarettes had made him indifferent. Shawnee didn't seem...
Finally, there you are. Lumpy's starving. Did you get the cat food? What? And then you dare return here? Off with you! Out! 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 Oh! How I loathe these children!
Lily had placed the log in the stove. Now she just had to light it.
You again! You shouldn't be wandering the cafeteria between mealtimes! The strangest accidents have happened then, and I have an alibi for nearly all of them. You're starting to get on my nerves, child! Mealtime ended long ago! And as long as the stove is out and I don't have my knife, the kitchen is staying closed! So there's nothing for you here! Unless you have Mother Superior's recipe! Oh! You have the recipe?
Uh-huh.
Well then, let me see it! I can manage that! Duck roast for Lumpy! Good choice! All I need is the canned food for Mother Superior's meal from the cellar. You don't have to say anything! I already noticed that the stove is working again! Unfortunately, I still can't start cooking! As long as I don't have the can from the cellar, Mother Superior will have to wait for the cat food! I wouldn't want to be in your shoes when you give her the news!
This had to be the canned food Doris was talking about. Lily selected pigeon flavor.
You found the canned food!
Uh-huh.
Very good. I guess that means I can start cooking the meal now. I'll put the roast for the cat in the dumbwaiter right away. but I won't be able to fit anything else in there. I can't send Mother Superior's food up until you put the empty plate back in the dumbwaiter. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's just hope so. Oh, there's the missing child. I was beginning to hope you'd been eaten by a wild animal on the way, but at least you brought the food. I have to finish a few tasks now. Feed Lumpy while I'm gone. And don't even think about leaving the office before the work is done.
How disappointing. It seemed Lumpy didn't feel like eating roast at all. How would Lily ever finish her task now? Lily didn't think that
Woohoo!
Lumpy was hungry, or he was tired, or bored. Lumpy's life. Lily didn't. How Lumpy's life. Lumpy hadn't finished his roast yet. That meant Lily couldn't return the plate to the cafeteria, and only then would Doris send up Mother Superior's food. Cat food with pigeon flavoring. The cafeteria never served anything this delicious. Lumpy obviously enjoyed the pigeon-flavored cat food, and it really looked like he already had an idea where to get second. Oh, that's what Lumpy had smelled. The pigeon that had stolen Edna's diary was sitting on one of the beams. Lily wasn't able to, but she was pretty good at tossing. Lily had, or at least that's what, but she couldn't come up. Lily was. It was a tricky plan, but Lily was running out of options.
My goodness! I see that Lumpy has finally had a meal. Why, this is quite a surprise. Perhaps all hope is not lost for you yet after all. And now leave me alone. Maybe I was too strict with the girl and her fellow students. They're only children, after all. Was I too hasty, Lord? Should I stop Dr. Marcel from coming before he tries his new method on the children? Please, give me a sign. What's that? A dove? Or at least a pigeon of peace? Is this your sign? Should I spare the children? Oh, Lord, thank you. What? Those damned children! That's it! I finally reached my limit! Lily!
When Lily walked into the sleeping quarters, Edna was gone. All she found was a hastily scribbled letter on her bed.
Take care, Lilyfred. I have to go. This situation is getting too hot for me to stay. I'll wait for you at the swing tree for a bit. If you hurry, you might still catch me. Otherwise, you can find my hiding place in the map in my diary. I'm sure you've already found it, right? Stay dirty. Love, Edna.
The letter made Lily nervous. She had to catch up with Edna at all costs.
Psst! Lily, hurry, this way! The Doctor and Mother Superior are already hot on your heels.
Lily looked all around in surprise. What kind of strange place was this?
You're probably asking yourself what kind of strange place this is, right? But there's no time for explanations now. Come on, hurry! Stop dragging! Let's go! Stop! That's Dr. Marcel with Mother Superior. I don't think they've seen us yet.
She isn't in her bunk, but she can't be far.
I'm surprised that you tolerate this kind of insubordination in your convent.
I'll have the entire ground search for her immediately.
Do that. All of this seems unpleasantly familiar to me.
Let's go! This is our chance!
When Lily reached the swing tree, she found no trace of Edna. Garrett had vanished too, but the remnants of Edna's diary were lying in the grass. It had been burned, and was no longer readable. Only the map of Edna's hiding place could still be deciphered. Ah, it's a cave at Moor Lake. Lily was just trying to memorize the way when...
Psst, Lily! Hide! Dr. Marcel and Mother Superior are coming! Oh no! Too late!
There she is!
Ha! You probably thought you could escape my examination, huh? Or is there another reason for disobeying Mother Superior's instructions?
Uh-huh.
Well, let's hear it. Entertain us. This is taking too long for my taste.
Was that really necessary?
Not really, but it brought some satisfaction to an old man who has had to deal with defiant children one too many times.
You must not contradict adults. You must not lie. You must not play with fire. You must not use sharp objects. You must not touch alcohol. You must not hang around dangerous places. You must not lose control. And you must never follow your own wishes. Woogie, woogie. Woogie, woogie.
Oogie.
Pah! Woogie indeed!
And? Did it work?
We'll find out in a moment. Lily, I'm sure you can tell me who's responsible for all the chaos in this institution.
Oogie.
chaos. Lily, who's responsible?
Now start talking, you useless
Remain calm, Mother Superior. She'll answer. She'll answer. Do you know the answer, Lily? Who's responsible? You can tell me, can't you?
What's going on? What did she say?
This case is more complicated than I thought. It's eminently important that you tell me something. Do you know a girl by the name of Edna?
Why do you ask?
I think I've just pinpointed the root of all this evil. It's good that I was able to install all of the important behavioral blocks inside Lily with the aid of my new hypnotherapy.
Hypnotherapy?
Hypnosuggestion, to be precise. The light diodes that I have installed in the eyes of this stuffed rabbit help me take direct control over Lily's free will. From now on, she will behave very calmly. But here, just try it out for yourself.
Try it out?
That's right. She's now as obedient as a little lamb.
Well...
Go ahead.
Lily, serve the doctor and me some tea.
Bravo! Ha ha ha! Well, I'm thirsty anyway. What do you say now, Lily? Would you like to serve her some tea?
Don't be afraid, Lily. It's me, Garrett. Please, stay calm. You were hypnotized by Dr. Marcel, and now you're completely in his control. But don't worry, I can help you. But you'll have to come with me to my secret room. You can find the entrance in front of Mother Superior's office, in the dark corner next to the fireplace. But first, I need your help. I've been watching Mother Superior and the Doctor for a long time, and I'm very close to unveiling their evil deeds. All I need is a confession. Here, take this extract of deadly nightshade. It's a truth serum. Pour it into Mother Superior's tea. As soon as she drinks it, she'll start spilling all of her secrets. Did you understand? Excellent.
Lily, what are you doing? You're supposed to be making us tea, not staring at paintings.
Oh, don't be so harsh on her. Lily will complete her task. But I have to confess that I have also admired your gallery. I'm especially interested in this embroidery over here. It's a bit unusual, don't you think?
Oh, that one. It's just an old keepsake. Hardly worth mentioning. I can't even remember hanging it there.
You can't? Interesting. What is it actually an embroidery of? An 8-legged unicorn?
It's only the embroidery of a dumb, irresponsible child. Nothing else.
Lily. Some of the calming.
Lily! You clumsy good-for-nothing. Do you really want to embarrass me in front of the doctor?
That is strange. The hypnosis is foolproof. It was probably just an accident.
The whole child is a total accident. If I could, I would
But please, Mother Superior, do calm down. Lily will complete her task. Right, Lily? Well then, please bring her some more tea, okay? Be so kind.
Lily didn't show it, but she was close to panicking. Serving more tea was no problem, but where would she get more truth serum from?
Shh! Don't talk to me. Just pour the truth serum into Mother Superior's tea. You do still have the bottle containing the extract of deadly nightshade, right?
Well...
Perfect. I knew I could rely on you. Shh. Don't talk to me. Just pour. You do still...
Well...
Perfect. I knew...
Serving more tea, but where? Serving more, but where? It seemed boring to Lily. If Lily was going to make more, but where would...
Hello, Lily. You're not going to play with fire, are you? I just wanted to be on the safe side.
Lily carefully placed the kettle on the hook and made sure not to touch the fire. Lily's special tea was ready. She called it Pure Truth, a blend of rooibos and deadly nightshade. Some of the calming...
Finally, it's about time. Stupid chop, chop, chop.
Are you feeling all right? You are downright hysterical.
It's that embroidery. It reminds me of my childhood. I was such a stupid child. I so wanted to have a unicorn for a pet. A unicorn. Can you believe it? But what they gave me instead was a tarantula.
Ah, then you're the one who embroidered this.
Shaggy died while I tried to attach a horn to her forehead with a nail gun. I was such a stupid child. I loathe children.
I understand.
The adults seemed to be busy with adult problems. This was Lily's chance.
You must not contradict adults. Hello, Lily. You're not going to play with fire, are you? Of course you don't want... You know that Mother's...
Something weird. A burning torch would have been unfortunate. Nevertheless, Lily was...
Hello, you're not... You know...
Something weird. The funny rabbit with the glue. Maybe Lily will be...
You must not... You must...
Why should Lily look for secret doors? She already knew of two other ways.
Why do we have to stand around here again? We're supposed to stop that child from escaping its therapy. With violence, if possible. Do you still have your taser? Of course.
On the other hand, Garrett had rarely been wrong. Lily would try it his way.
Hello, you're not you know.
Something a burning torch. Nevertheless, she'd look at the map, but she hadn't expected.
Well done. I've heard everything Mother Superior's and already says. Now hurry. There's a hidden door right next to the...
Yes.
Oh, damn. Of course you can't make any light. I'd completely... One moment. There isn't any way to break through a block created by... Unless you get hypnotized. It's risky. But you could put yourself in... But be warned. The world inside of a trance is an eerie place. It's like a parallel universe that only exists in your mind. Traversing it without the guidance of a trained hypnotist has its dangers. And the blocks created by the Doctor will probably appear as powerful demons that you can only defeat in a mental duel. Did you understand all that? You don't have to. Not yet. Just use the stuffed rabbit to hypnotize yourself. Once you're in a trance, look for the inner demon that's preventing you from making a fire and destroy him.
You must not play with fire. Woogie.
Oogie.
Woogie.
With the rabbit's help, Lily had returned into a trance. At first glance, everything had seemed unfamiliar and strange. Completely alone, she cowered inside a cold cave that was illuminated by the giant, suspicious eye of Mother Superior. So there really wasn't much difference to reality. Lily would have liked, but she didn't want...
Ow! The dust! My eye's burning! Who was that? Oh, it's burning! Just wait! When I find whoever's slinging all that dirt around, they're in for a nasty surprise!
Mother Superior closed her tearing eye. Lily could move unobserved for now. Lily would...
Ah! My eye's burning!
Lily had enough ribs. They were easy to count, but Mother Superior had forbidden it because it ruined her appetite.
The fireplace is closed. Good children, and you're a good... You see, there's no reason why well-behaved...
Lily, what Garrett had said she should use the... That seemed to be... But how was she...
Hey, hands off. I need that. You'd understand if you stood around...
Lily didn't want to seem picked that this was hardly the right place. After dealing with the curtain, Mother Superior had apparently taken her contact lenses out. Strange. In the real world, Mother Superior wore glasses. But in the real world, Mother Superior wasn't 50 feet tall either, so it was probably fine.
My goodness, what's that? What's that strange smell? It doesn't smell like carrots, that's for sure. That's fire! I'm burning! Take off my head! Take it off!
Lily wasn't quite sure. She wasn't actually allowed to play with fire.
Now do something, Lily. Take off my hat. Take it off. Thanks, Lily. You saved me. Now you see the damage that fire can do. It's best not to touch it.
Lily was a little contrite. Apparently, the snowman hadn't learned anything.
What's happening now? Hey, stop that. No. Don't. No.
Lily had put out the fire, just like the snowman had told her to. Hopefully, he now realized that there were quite appropriate situations where one could play with fire. With the help of the torch, Lily could finally inspect the mysterious bracket. What a surprise! It was a torch bracket, but there was still no trace of the promised secret passage. It was true! A secret passage! Garrett was right once again.
Lily, you did it! Perfect! I think you're finally ready to know the truth. Well, where should I start? Maybe I should introduce myself first. My full name is Chief Deputy Garrett Gordon Gardengore. I'm an undercover investigator for the Juvenile Department. I took a position in the convent as a cover to observe Mother Superior. My assignment is to uncover evidence proving her educational methods violate youth protection laws. But Dr. Marcel is an even bigger fish to fry. Compared to him, Mother Superior is a saint.
Lily could hardly believe what she was hearing, but now it all made sense. The secret room, the listening devices, and the strange voices she kept hearing at night. It was all coming together to form a coherent, overall picture.
Before you ask me any questions, let me quickly tell you one more thing about the hypnosis. This Harvey hypnosis is the doctor's devilish invention. He apparently uses this stuffed rabbit to force his will on you. If we want to get out of here, then you're going to have to fight the behavioral rules he's installed inside you. You can also take on the other behavior blocks, just like you did the one stopping you from playing with fire. But it means you'll have to put yourself back in a trance. The first challenge will be leaving the school grounds. Mother Superior has forbidden you from doing this. And because of the behavior block, you're incapable of being disobedient. The solution is to once again fight the block while you're in a trance. We have to tackle the problem at its source. Let me finish. As I said, Dr. Marcel is a much bigger fish. The police has been after him for a while. He's suspected of using illegal therapy methods that rob children of their childhood. And the hypnosis he subjected you to confirms this suspicion. Call the police? Ha! Lily, I am the police. I can help you and get you to safety. We just have to get off the school grounds somehow. I think the best way is to follow in your friend Edna's footsteps. But first, I want to answer any questions you have. So? No questions? How disappointing. Oh well, okay. Let's go to the tree swing.
Hello, Lily. You're not trying to leave the school grounds, are you? You know that Mother Superior has forbidden it. And you do know... You must not contradict adults. It's possible to have lots of fun without defying the rules set by adults.
We could sort your marbles according to colors. Or come up with a counting rhyme for folding laundry.
No matter how tempting the funny rabbit suggestions were, Lily had to get through the fence and find Edna.
You must not contradict adults.
It wasn't even necessary. There are so many fun things that one is allowed to do, like counting or playing with balls of wool.
You must not
It was there a like or play.
There was that fun on the one hand, on the other hand, and Lily did she need. Actually, the ball of wool should have stayed in the treasure chest for all eternity as a symbol of friendship. But Lily was running out of options.
What do you have there? Can I see it?
Uh-huh.
A ball of wool! Yippee! But that's...
Woogie.
Oogie.
Woogie.
With the rabbit's help, Lily had returned into a trance. In the distance, she could see the giant Mother Superior stomping around in front of her cave. And over there, where in reality had been a huge gap in the fence, there was now a cobweb with a giant spider in the center. This had to be the second demon for her to defeat. Lily was curious whether this would have any effect. When Lily saw how Mother Superior took the spider in her arms, her heart melted. Suddenly, Mother Superior no longer seemed so big and grown up. She emerged from her trance with a blissful smile on her lips. Lily had overcome her second behavioral block. She might still only have been able to ignore one rule, but it was better than nothing.